Well, if everything has gone well, we are close to Christmas and we're at the right part of the year, and the live stream's actually running. Hello, my name is Wally DM. Ha ha ha. It's not really, but since Wally's
Ollie.
asked me to host and I offered, and then I kind of pushed him in that direction just so that he can rest his voice and so forth. He's looking a little bit shaky today. We're going to talk about Christmas themed stuff. I think everybody here has decided to bring along, or should have brought along, something to do with Christmas. It could be a magic item, it could be a spell, it could be a story idea, it could be a monster, it could be anything under the sun, as long as it's Christmas themed in some way. And of course, like we normally do, some of these ideas will be useful and some of them were probably going to be completely useless to you, but they might be funny. That's the main thing. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get everybody to introduce themselves. Um, my name is Fred Wheeler, not Wally DM, and I run the How to RPG channel. I kind of do everything. And Wally, would you like to introduce yourself on your own channel?
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. So Wally's having technical issues, so we're going to move on. Jake.
No, it's
Jake.
okay. We can
Jake.
hear you.
Jake, go for it.
Hi, I'm Jake. I run Wisdom Check. We have a website, but also I'm a YouTuber, and on YouTube I do videos that are mostly Pathfinder 2. They're usually starter builds or really weird ideas or just videos on how to relate to people better. And on the website, I have my builds and whatnot, but also my girlfriend Storm makes and sells giant dice on the website. I love these things. We're just doing a giveaway that started yesterday. No, it's today. The giveaway just started today because I just hit 1,000 subscribers. So somebody's going to be winning this. It's an 80 millimeter
Cool.
liquid core.
Sweet. Cool.
A table breaker.
Right. Mr. A. Mr. A, you know who you are.
Am I considered Mr. A?
I'm going to call you Mr. A for now. Yeah.
Mr. A. Hey, I am the Bear Bard, also known as Alex sometimes. When Fred decides to like me, if he doesn't, it's just Mr. A. So my channel is a D&D channel or TTRPG channel, just trying to win Fred's approval. It's the only point of the channel, as we established earlier. We also sometimes go over TTRPG horror stories, trying to get lessons from those, what we can learn from it, trying to build better scenarios and characters and stuff ourselves. It's also going to be adding more stuff like that, hopefully, again, trying to win that approval that we are so desperately seeking. And no matter what Fred said about you, Wally, I do think you still look great and gorgeous and beautiful, so you keep doing you. So
Very sexy beard, man. Yeah.
Doing what I can.
Taryn, would you like to introduce yourself? I think most people
Sure.
will probably already know who you are, but
Yeah. Hey, so I uh be- sell stuff over on the DMs Guild
we
and
may have-
mostly do
You
what?
lost us. Okay, we're back.
Oh. Uh-oh. Take Okay.
He just
Hey,
said cut him off now.
Right. I am Taryn, Indestructible Weight Pounds, game designer for the Vagabond system, as well as a couple other things over on the Dungeon Masters Guild. Make some stuff for a couple different systems, and mostly just here on YouTube streaming stuff like that. Former art connoisseur, I guess, if we want to make a joke about that now, but um and yeah, just my channel is mostly centered around just game design analysis and all that kind of good business. So yeah.
well, thank you for being here. Now, Wally. Wally looks like he's tracking it like mice or something that he's trying to eat on just off screen. Are you ready, buddy?
He's just a kitty.
So,
I'll turn on the
while
stream.
people are trying to let us know if Wally actually can be heard by anybody, since he can't introduce himself, I will do it for him. So this is this is Wally's book, okay? And Wally has 3 books that he's trying to write, because unlike normal, sensible people who would just do 1 book at a time, Wally likes to do 3. Okay, he does puzzles and traps, and this actually has puzzles in it. And there's going to be a trap book that he's making, and he's doing another puzzle book, and he's got a monster encounter book as well. And this is what you find on his channel. And you might find a few other things as well, character builds and things like that. But that's generally what Wally does. I still don't think anybody has figured out if you actually can be heard. So we're just going to, yeah.
Well, if you know how to do that, then just do that and we'll restart.
Yeah, right.
We just started.
We did just start. We've done our intro, so none of us really want to do it again. We're just going to go straight into doing the magic
Next
items
time we introduce each
the
other.
monsters and the stories and stuff like that. Okay, so while you're doing that, we're just going to start doing some stuff, and I thought it would be nice, so we'll just assume, even though it's Wally's channel, that Wally doesn't exist, and we'll just do our own thing until he's ready and he's sorted out and he's decided what he wants to do. So for those of you who are starting to wonder, me and Wally are actually fairly good friends, so I can get away with this sort of shit. Okay, I will warn you now that there are times on the Game Master Round table where things are quite adult, the sort of things that we say. So beware of the dog, as always, to ensure that you understand that children should not be watching. Okay, if you're on YouTube, you should be on the kids' YouTube channel, not here. Anyway, Taryn, would you like to share your first Christmassy concept or idea?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's always just kind of the classic. Like, I think for if you're doing D&D, you know, TTRPG related stuff, for some reason, just Krampus versus Santa is always some kind of a really stupid fun idea. Either Krampus takes over the North Pole. I almost said South Pole. I forget which these days. Krampus takes over the North Pole, something like that. Santa, of course, losing Rudolph. Just basic hacky stuff is totally fine. If anything, it's better for it because I don't think people are really going into Christmas campaigns expecting super, super high concept, you know, kinds of like one shots.
Well, yeah, they want tradition. It's traditional. It makes sense.
Yeah. So, you know, leading in on ideas like that, of course, throwing in whatever like goofy Christmas themed monsters. I think the like present mimic is like usually always the go-to. Animated Christmas treant or whatever. But
I really like the Christmas ornament glitter bombs.
yeah. Yeah,
you can't get rid of that stuff, right? Because once it's out there, it never comes off the carpet.
Glitter is the herpes of craft supplies. So
we're not even 5
Not
minutes
something
in.
that I
Come on.
expected to hear.
we made it past 30 seconds. That's all that matters.
I thought it was. Is it 15 seconds? I thought it was 15 seconds, and you're all good.
Something in there.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's a number.
30 seconds is where they cut me.
Did they? Oh, right. So they changed the number depending on who you are. That's good to know.
Thanks. Okay.
So, you know, I mean, some people get 15 seconds, some people get 30, some people doesn't matter. Jake, would you like to share your Christmas idea?
Not to cut you off, Jake, but for those in the chat, let me know. Can you hear me? Because I can see I can see movement on my end. I can see movement, and I'm super excited about that. But yeah, let me know. All right. Sorry, Jake. Go ahead.
yeah, we can hear you, Wally.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
been very
Or they
entertaining.
can hear you in the chat. Yeah.
Yes.
I got
I
you.
am the smartest man alive. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go, Jake. Give us give us something.
Okay. So I just have to say this right now because I want to say that Taryn stole it, but everybody's going to say something like this. So
Oh God.
My goodness. Come on.
here we go again.
God, I think Taryn's had enough of that. You know, let's leave Taryn alone. You know, the holes have been digging have been getting pretty big as it is. Just leave Taryn alone. Come on, just give us something. Give us something else.
Come on.
No, I was one of my favorite ideas is okay, so for my Halloween adventure that I created and is free, it's for 5e only. I just haven't converted it since I went to Pathfinder. Um, it's all about rescuing a Fey Lord. So I would want to do the same thing for Christmas. So what I've been working on that's nowhere near finished, so everybody else can just take the ideas, is you get transported to a Fey realm where you are introduced to Santa Claus, and he hires you to kill Krampus because Krampus keeps bringing his own little elves. They're called Krampen to eat the elves, and so throughout this process, tracking him down, you discover that Krampus has been in Santa's own bedroom many times, and come to find out that
Uh-oh.
it's the same person. He's just transforming, like he's a lycanthrope or something.
Where are we going? Bear or dog?
No, no. Oh god, no, I'm picturing that. Thanks.
No, I was about to say,
Yes.
some of Santa's kids got hooves and fur. Is that what's going on right now?
No, just that he doesn't realize it, but he is a demented Fey Lord, and he's caused his own conflict within, which separates itself off into an evil version of himself. And so you have to settle the conflict and the murders of all the elves by convincing them to work together for a good reason, whatever that is for the party. And then they merge into one, and then you get a new Fey Lord to access as a warlock for a patron.
I like it. I think.
Get your head out of the bedroom.
I love everything apart from the bedroom scene.
Yeah. You know that
Bedroom scene.
that's
yeah.
just part of the game where I just
Yeah.
that,
I was like, yeah.
Santa would make a great patron for a warlock. I think he really would. I think that's a good idea.
It always seems like there's right around this time of year for sure. We always see on Reddit there's a million different Santa warlock patron homebrews and stuff that pop up, and yeah, it's it's a thing that people want, apparently.
Will we ever be seeing one from you, Taryn? Because you're the class designer here, really.
I'll probably do the Coca-Cola bear first.
Oh yeah.
But
did you say the Coca-Cola or the cocaine beer first?
The Coca-Cola.
It's the same
Coca-Cola
thing,
bear.
really.
Because I've never heard of the Coca-Cola beer, so that's
Never heard of the
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola
Wait, really?
No, I'm in New Zealand.
Oh well,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm in New Zealand.
Yeah,
that
it's
explains
like a third
everything.
world country.
What?
so,
Yeah.
That's what's
And it's-
wrong with you. That's right.
They don't have TVs.
Oh,
That-
come
yeah, that-
on. You think that we see exactly what you see on TV in New Zealand?
Hell, Americans can't even
Alex.
spell TV.
So
Alex.
it's only during this time of year, but then Coca-Cola goes hard on like polar bears being their like big like mascot, and it's only for Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
for whatever reason.
to be fair, it's just way too hot in New Zealand for a polar bear in Christmas time. So
Yeah.
Well, any time of year. It'd never get cold enough. They'd be dead. Alex, would you like to go next?
Sure. And just to make sure I'm not stealing anyone else's idea, I wrote down like multiple ideas on my thing. So we got it. Sounds like we're going with overall like shot ideas. So last year I actually ran this one shot, and what it was is it started off as, our adventuring party met up in town and answered a message board, and it was this real angry young man, and he was very upset because Santa had never brought him the gifts that he had asked for. He'd always brought him coal, and so he needed revenge, and so he hires the group to go kill Santa Claus. And so you have to get up to the North Pole, and then you get to have a lot of fun with kind of like reflavoring a lot of different things. We had ice sharks jumping out between the glaciers at them, and then I mapped out Santa's fortress, and I made it so they had different points of entry. And so I mapped out what happens if they go in through the bedroom / barracks, whether through the kitchen, through the stables. They end up going through the stables, so then I got to create this fun fight with reindeer flying all over the place, and a laser nose, and got real creative. And and what I did is I just reskinned all of my elves. I reskinned goblins, so I got to have all the fun goblin behavior, but they're elves, because that's what happens when they go on self-defense mode, running there. And then they got to finish off with a nice bit, and then you gotta have some fun flavoring there with puzzles. You know, you get the everyone loves a good tinsel puzzle when it
Everybody
comes
does.
to
Yeah.
Christmas and
No,
stuff. And
I
then,
hate
you know,
tinsel.
then Santa, you know, Santa gets his nice Master Roshi moment where it's just like, oh, ho, ho, woof, just rips it off. And then so my Santa was a shirtless Santa, just jacked.
Nice.
That almost wiped the party, but they ended up winning it out. So
You,
you know,
you
you're
say
still fighting.
naughty.
yeah,
That
you
was
say
that was
Master
a
Roshi
verbatim.
moment. That could mean so many things.
It's fair, especially when we were talking about the bedroom talk earlier.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
know, I'm talking about just the in the shirtless matter,
Yeah.
ripping it off and just going on. But you know, there's a lot of possibility in there for a lot of different fun things. But I thought, you know, a lot of people go with like the Krampus thing or turning it dark. But I just like, you know what? What about the
Shirtless Santa.
kid that did keep acting up? You know, just like he just got fed up. It's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not waiting no more. I'm gonna kill Santa too. You know, it's that's the naughty list revenge
Mm,
is I think what I called it last year.
there you
So
go. All right.
that was a lot of fun for us.
Well
Can
done.
I just
Welcome
can I
everybody
just
to the Christmas Off the Rails podcast today.
we should have expected that because this usually happens. Doesn't matter what
Yeah,
we're talking about.
yeah.
I have a new title for you, Alex, for your venture.
I got
Tell
you.
me what you think. I know what you did to Santa last Christmas.
I know what you're going to do to Santa next Christmas.
Well, that's the sequel. Okay, that's the sequel.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. That's when I'm workshopping it to make my own Cool Kid book, I'll slap that in there and I'll credit it to Mr. Fred Wheeler.
There you go.
Why
Brown
would you
noser.
do that? I just did something off the cuff. Just do it.
Go with it, Fred. Royalties, man.
Wally,
Yes.
I think you should go next because
Okay.
you haven't actually had a chance to actually be
I
heard by
haven't.
anybody
Yeah.
other than us.
Yeah. Look what happens when my microphone doesn't work at the beginning. Everything just goes totally off the rails. I love it. By the way, I do want to say a big shout out to everyone in the chat. There's a lot of great ideas flowing through there already. AJ is lighting it up. There's also rumors of mimics and everything else. All kinds of great names in there. Good to see everybody. Welcome. Yeah. So I don't have any Krampus, Patreon Santas, shirtless, Mr. Clauses or anything like that. But what I do have, which is going to be right on key for my channel, is I have a Christmas trap that you can use.
No way.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely astonishing. It's anyway. I've used this one. And it's a year later, and my sister-in-law still brings it up because she was very angry about how it all went down. So here we go. I actually have a video about this. It's a video in my Christmas playlist. So if you want to check it out later, you can. But this one is the snow globe. Now, what is one thing that somebody does if you hand them a snow globe, or if they see a snow globe? You shake
Lick
the
it?
Oh, jeez. All right, we found our barbarian of the party. No, you shake it. So I put the snow globe in a room full of Christmas decorations, and the characters went in there. They found it. My brother's character found it, picked up the snow globe, and shook it. And if you shake it, that activates a trap. Everybody makes a saving throw. For those that don't, they get sucked into the snow globe. For those that do, especially like my brother's character who did not get sucked in, he was still holding it. Now, if the characters were to just let all the snow fall to the bottom for 30 seconds, then they would come back out. But no, he had to try to shake it to get them out of there. He couldn't figure out why they wouldn't come back out. So not only are they taking cold damage, but the characters that are inside are bouncing off the walls of the snow globe, taking bludgeoning damage and resetting that 30-second timer every time he shakes the snow globe.
This is beautiful.
Yes. So put a snow globe just nonchalantly. Oh yeah, and there's a snow globe on the counter. It says "Don't touch." Perfect.
That's the best way to get somebody to touch it.
Yes.
So Alex, you've got your next horror story, player abuse with a snow globe.
Garbage DM abuses sister-in-law.
Those
Throws
are like
them
my
all off the walls.
those are like my absolute favorite types of puzzles where it's like if you think about like what are the dumb things that I do that I can't help myself, but you know, whatever, like whenever people go and walk under a door and they'll like put their hand up and tap the frame, or Like what are just the weird subconscious things that people can't help themselves but do anytime. I love traps that play off of that, not just the like Scooby-Doo. Oh, there's a trap door here, Scoob. You know, like I love the ones that are so obvious, but people are still like, well, we can't leave that alone, right?
You
Like,
can't not shake it. Yeah. Zoink's like, hey, Scoob, look, a snow globe.
yeah.
The best puzzle answers are the most simple ones
Yeah.
because no one ever everyone always overcomplicates it, and then it pisses them off when they realize what the actual answer is, and it's the best.
Yeah.
You know, you say that. Have you played Sumo Horrors?
I personally have not, but
There,
it is.
there is. Okay, so Fred, whenever I say three-armed gargoyle, you know, you know the room I'm talking about?
Yeah, just be careful where you stick things.
Yeah, I
Is that the one that
Okay,
crushes
I got to
a
play-
gem?
It's not a
Yes,
spoiler
yes.
talking about it.
The
I
one
hate
missing an
that
arm.
puzzle so much. Yes, I hate that room so much. We were stuck on that room for over like 2.5 hours.
That's a
And
good
then once
one.
I found out what
That's a
the answer was for it, I was so pissed.
That's one of my favorite.
I was
ones.
like, yep, that is. Oh, that's the kind of puzzle that makes me look and I'm like, we need
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk with the designer. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but that game, that whole adventure was designed because somebody was stupid enough to say to Gary Gygax that his adventures were too easy. And so he said, fine.
Yeah.
And that had
Yeah.
loaded up on all these magic items and high levels, so he just made something that was just
Unfair.
designed to unwind them. I don't know about
Yeah, yeah,
unfair.
yeah.
I wouldn't say unfair. I'd just say like, just do not rile up the game master. Okay, there's things that game masters shouldn't do, but there are things that players shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Do not stick your big hand and rummage around in the hornet's nest or the nest of snakes. It's a bad idea. Anyway, I have my idea for Christmas.
Okay. What you got, Fred?
I have the everlasting gift. Now, it sounds fine. It actually sounds quite pleasant, but it's actually cursed. It is basically a box. You know it was going to be. Come on. It's a box. It's a present. It's a gift. It's wrapped. It's got a bow on it, everything. And every time you remove a layer of wrapping, there's another layer of wrapping underneath. So
Oh,
that
you dick.
Yes, I am a dick. That's exactly right. Thank you for pointing that out, Jake. So yes, there's no end to this. Eventually, I imagine after 3 tries, they're going to give up. Now, this is spawned by reality because the story behind why I came up with this idea is a product of a real story, part of my real life. And that is back when I was a teenager, I had a much more aggressive sense of humor. And one of the things around Christmas is you have to try to keep the young ones away from just tearing everything open. And so when I would buy a gift, I would buy a small gift, I'd put it in a box, then I'd put that box in another box that was bigger, and then another box after that. Then I would wrap it completely, then wrap it again. It's quite often in newspaper, so there was extra layers. And then the final wrapping would be just sellotape, and it's taped up like so that it's completely sealed. So you have to sort of fight to get into there. So that's where that idea comes from. So for those of you who are wanting to give your players something and then see them frustrated, this will certainly do it.
Players, I'm going to do that for my kids. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, see that welder who every year he gives the gifts to his kids, but he
Oh
welds them
yeah.
into
Yeah.
cages and such like that. So they have to work, welds them, or they put them in cement blocks and
Oh,
stuff.
that's awesome.
I was
just
picturing
makes
welding
it
the
so you have
kids
to-
into cages.
Well, that was the toddling stage, probably. So
Jake, you're on next,
What?
man. This is round two of ideas. What have you got for us?
Okay. Controversy aside, morals aside, I love Magic the Gathering. So, when I was playing way the hell back when, they came out with unglued Christmas themed cards, and one of them was a fruitcake elemental. So I'm like, I freaking have to make that for D&D. Well, if you could share that, I'd appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
run some
can't.
anyway.
I can't share it. I barely got my microphone on, man. You're dealing with a toddler at this point.
Come on, everybody can imagine a fruitcake that's what you're talking about. So just describe
Well, it's
how it
huge
operates.
size, so it can hold a polar bear in its hand, and it has it's covered in nuts and jellied fruits and frosting, and it has a variety of abilities like hail of nuts. At the end of its action, on any turn the fruitcake elemental moved, all creatures in a 10-foot radius of it must succeed a DC 17 Dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 damage from a huge slab of nut. Enormous
It's always
hardened
good to eat.
pecans.
A lot of people try to avoid a huge slab of nut on
Yeah.
a general basis. Not never
Freezing?
a Christmas only thing.
I was never
I'm just-
told to watch my mouth. I was
No,
never told
no,
that,
no,
so
no,
I'm not
no,
gonna.
no. I'm just
Watch
warning
any of my
everybody
videos. I can't.
else. Is it the
This is-
only
yeah.
power that it pelts you with nuts?
Oh hell no! It has sticky frosting,
Oh.
which makes things adhere to it
Oh.
if you hit it, and if it grapples, it has advantage. It also has snatch and fling, so it picks people up and throws them. Intoxicating breath, so that it has a 60-foot cone of noxious breath. And if you get hit with it, of course you're poisoned. But you also have to act drunk. Have to act drunk for the duration, or I guess you should because it's role playing. But it lowers their wisdom and dexterity by 4 until the end of their next long rest. They are actually drunk, and they smell sweet, like fermentation.
Man, I
think
love
that's about it.
Christmas cake so much.
Does,
I really like that monster.
has anybody seen a fruit cake in a long time as far as for like Christmas?
I
and
was
stuff?
just thinking,
No.
I've never in my life eaten or eaten. I've seen one at the store. I've never eaten a fruitcake in my life.
I mean, I
Don't
used to
buy it from
remember
the
when I was
store.
a kid, somebody would always bring one, but it's been a bit.
I think the only reason that they get made is because people say that they should be a Christmas thing,
Mm.
and then they get in the stores, and then the stores are like, nobody buys these. Why do we stock these? What's going wrong? And then whatever. But then the next year that they don't have them, they have one customer that gets really, really mad, and
Well,
Yeah.
for
The
some
cycle
people, it's
continues.
tradition.
Yeah.
So the anger kind of makes sense. Like my grandmother made them when I was a kid, and the tradition is that you soak it in brandy and wrap it, and you keep soaking it and rewrapping it for what was it, 3 months, something like that. And at
That's
the
horrifying.
but she actually made a very tasty fruit cake. It was like tons of nuts and fruit, and like just enough flour to stick it together. It
Was it
just
actually
good.
good, or were you just so drunk from all the brandy that you thought it was good?
She
Like
had
Jack in the Box tacos at 2
non-alcoholic.
a.m.
She had non-alcoholic kinds for the kids, and I had that one. I liked it a lot.
That's good.
I love fruitcake, and the reason I love fruitcake is because my mum used to make fruitcake. And you know why the supermarkets don't do very well with their fruitcakes? Is
Because they're wrong.
They're wrong. They make them wrong. They just make a fruitcake. Like nobody wants a fruitcake. You want that layer of icing that's so thick that you have to smash through it with a hammer. And you're not doing it right. Really, I feel like the supermarket's the wrong place to sell a fruitcake for Christmas. It should be in the liquor store. Okay?
That's a great idea.
It should be in the liquor store. I mean, seriously, if your fruitcake is not full of alcohol, you're doing something wrong with it. So,
This
okay.
fruitcake has too much fruitcake in it. I don't approve.
No, fruit. There's a difference. Fruitcake, Christmas fruitcake should be alcoholic, not a non-alcoholic fruitcake. It's
Like
boring.
eggnog.
Could you put
Like
like a
eggnog.
straw in
You
it?
have-
Well, not
you have
eggnog.
eggnog with
I'm in New
Everclear.
Zealand. I don't care about eggnog. We don't even know what that. What is that? Is it some sort of
You
yellow
guys
stuff?
don't have eggnog?
No,
They
we
don't have
do eggnog.
Coca-Cola polar bears either.
I know. I'm like, what?
Or
I would ask what
television.
you guys eat, but I'm sure it's like, oh, Denga Zawali, and I'm like, I know what. some
Pavlov.
Sounds
something,
Australian.
some
Pavlov.
kind of wizard food you guys have out there. Yeah, I don't know.
Denga
Wallaby
Zawali.
nog.
Christmas pavlova. It's the Kiwi thing. It's the Kiwi thing. Christmas pavlova.
That makes
Taryn-
sense. Layers
Taryn,
of fruit
would-
and crispy.
Taryn, would you like to share your next Christmassy idea?
Sure. So just imagine the party is invited to some kind of a get together at a nearby wizard tower, only to find out while they're there in one of the upper floors, suddenly the tower gets invaded by wizard terrorists, and it's up to them to save all of the party goers from these wizard terrorists just in time for Christmas the very next day.
It's got a very Bruce Willis feel.
Okay.
Are you sure that's a Christmas movie? I mean, idea.
Come on. It's not Christmas unless you watch Die Hard. To be fair, Terrence, I think they should definitely make an adventure, a short adventure with that storyline.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I'd like that. That'd be nice. Yeah.
It's honestly like I would be as much as I was thinking of the joke, I was like, wait, this just sounds kind of sick though. I'm not gonna lie.
He started talking about. I was just like, what is he? Oh,
Yeah.
What's a Christmas cheer? Ho 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 or yippee ki yay, mother.
Yeah. There's I also just think like random, I mean, Christmas magic items. If you give the party a sleigh that actually flies, they're gonna, I mean, it sounds so D&D party too. I always think of like, anytime I think of a D&D story, I always imagine characters going in equipped like you see characters equipped in like World of Warcraft, where they're just mismatched different sets of armor because they know what gives them the best bonuses or whatever.
Somebody's
and of course
wearing a tutu.
Yeah, of course they're riding like some guy's got a motorcycle, another guy's riding a dragon, whatever. And then yeah, one dude's over there in like Santa's sleigh. So I'm like, yeah, it can also just be an excuse to do a stupid one shot, and then they wind up actually getting an item like, oh yeah, our party went up and fought Vecna in Santa's sleigh. And yeah, I love that kind of a mentality behind just the goofiness of D&D stories.
Me too.
Yep, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with having a flying sleigh, particularly beyond level 10, because really, at that point, it really won't matter if they can fly. I mean, who's going to really care at that point? Most of them are probably flying already.
Yeah.
Alex, what have you got for us?
Before you go there, Alex, I do have to
God.
say there is a super chat that I need to shout out. Agile Monk.
That's a super chat.
Holy shit. Thank you Merry Christmas,
wow.
Agile Monk. Thank you very, very much. Wally DM, How to RPG Fred, then Amazing Indestructible Boy, Bearbod. Bearbod. That's your
Bearbod.
nickname.
Hey.
Bearbard and Wisdom Check. Here's a Christmas gift for y'all to share. I will make sure that we divide that evenly. So 45 for me and $1 each for my friends here. Thank you very much, Agile Monk. I appreciate it.
That's fair enough.
Thank you, Agile Monk. We do appreciate it.
That's
Yeah,
about
appreciate
right
you.
after
Yeah.
YouTube's cut. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And Merry Christmas to you. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. But also before you go on to the Bear Bod, it's the whole Santa shirtless thing. I think it's got to happen now.
I mean, we can just do the rest of this Burt Kirsch
Yeah,
stuff.
no, we're good.
Yeah, everybody just pull your collars down a little bit more.
I do want to read one of AJ's idea. AJ couldn't join us tonight, so I think it feels right to share one of his ideas out of the chat. And AJ's got one that says in the town, a lot of houses suddenly have small elves on mantles all over fireplaces. So kind of like those elves on a shelf, but they are red cap clowns. I like that. Red caps.
I just saw somebody else do that. They posted a picture of the red cap and they said, well, if you're going to do it right and use red caps. I just seen it. If you guys don't know,
caps are brutal.
Google it. They're terrifying.
Red caps
Oh,
are,
yeah.
are brutal.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
They're terrifying to look up like that. So it's like old carving of what is terrifying. I just seen
Yeah.
that earlier today.
Well, he continued
That's
that
the-
statement if you want to look further down.
Oh,
By the way,
What's that?
AJ,
AJ
AJ,
says
since you're not
AJ says the red caps hang socks on the mantle and hunt down the family inside their homes, stuffing heads into the socks. That got dark really fast, AJ.
What's that?
It started with red caps.
hurt
It started dark.
What's that type of story where like everyone's like I guess it's kind of like Gremlins, right? There somebody gets something that seems like a cool gift or whatever, and then suddenly everyone picks it up and has one in their home, and then it turns out that thing that they got was evil. Doctor Who has had at least one or two plot lines like this. I think like the Adipose.
Adipose is amazing.
What is that type of story? You know what I mean? Like that's an interesting like villain plot for sure. Like everybody likes these brand new tables, and then it turns out they're all mimics, or I don't know, it's something goofy
That's
like
I
that.
just call it a Doctor Who story because you like the very first of like the new ones. You got the mannequins that come to
Oh, the
life without all
man!
the
Wait, you're right. How
plastic.
many?
I mean, it's just I feel like it's just a Doctor Who trope. I mean, in my just from my view, this is a very Doctor Who thing. I'm sure there's a name for it, but it's very Doctor Who-y to me.
I call it creepy.
Doll horror.
Doctor Who.
Mm.
Doctor
Doll
Who.
horror. Oh
TVG
yeah,
horror.
wait. I think you might be right. It is kind of a kid's gift goes bad kind of a thing. But
Chucky,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, right. Like so, Child's Play.
Toy Soldiers.
Can make me go in fear of dolls.
You're right. Maybe it is just kind of a like the doll is evil style.
No,
Horror.
there's
It's doll horror, man. It's doll horror for sure. While Wally is researching doll horror, and going to traumatize himself
there's
because
a
I've
two-word name.
never look up possessed dolls on YouTube because it's scary as.
No.
Yeah,
Regular
uncanny
dolls
something.
freak me out.
Uncanny Valley, uncanny.
Yeah.
There's a name for that. I can't remember what it is.
I was
You-
going
you-
to say
you
it
keep
was
looking
like
for-
Uncanny Valley. That'll work.
Alex, would you like to present your
Sure,
idea?
I will.
Yes.
And since and also in honor of AJ not being able to be here, AJ, I do have my mat. You did a great mat, so thank you. I do have it. I did order it, so AJ, thanks for not showing up though.
Oh,
Oh dear. Okay.
I say it's been since I've been able to hang out with y'all. I missed it. So
yeah.
well, okay. So this is one.
Tell your
I
story, come on.
I like to throw in, and this is a great one that if you don't want to break your like normal campaign, it's one to easily throw in. Starting a little ahead of time into your normal campaign. If it's still something Christmassy, but so this one I call it the Santa Claus, but like CLAUSE Claus.
Oh.
Anyone familiar with Tim Allen might understand this one too. So what you do is you have a reoccurring NPC. Just it can be anything, any sort of regular recurring NPC. Just draw attention to this NPC. Make sure it's it's recurring. All of a sudden, near Christmas they have this issue where they ask you to investigate. They have this really weird situation where there was someone on their roof, and they don't understand why they were on their roof, and they went out to go check it. It spooked them, and they fell off and died. And so they're just like, they're trying to figure out what happened because, they went to go look for them. They were dead. They went inside, came back out, and they were gone. And so they ask you to investigate this murder. They don't know really if it's a murder, but they try to get you to see like what's going on. So and how your party treats this NPC is very, very, very important here. So you go and investigate, and inevitably they find nothing. You can have them find like a thing, but for the most part, they find nothing of substance. Cool. He thanks you for taking time to look into it. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Cool. But then what happens is he keeps being a recurring character, but every time you see him, he's gaining a little bit of weight. He's gaining a little bit of weight, getting a little bit bigger each time. His beard kind of starts growing out. He can't be too old, but that beard starts turning gray and almost to white. And he has some weird tendencies. You crack a joke. Oh, that was weird. And eventually he's just gone. A time where you expect him to be there, he's just gone. And all of a sudden, your characters wake up and they got gifts. Potentially, depending on how they treated him. They treated him nice. And all of a sudden they got some nice gifts, maybe a magic item or two, maybe it can be Christmas related or not. If they're mean, they get a whole bunch of coal. They get it with there's maybe a little note attached to it. So if you're familiar with the 90s classic, The Santa Claus, CLAUSE with Tim Allen, it's basically just that, but you fit it into any sort of regular D&D campaign.
Okay.
So
I love the idea of turning into Santa Claus as a curse. Like, just having someone role play that out. Like, oh my god, that would be so funny.
actually, I have a Santa curse in here as well too. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny if it was the barbarian, and then they could rage, and you could have your shirtless Santa, like we alluded to earlier. Yeah.
yes.
Where he has tattoos of naughty and nice.
Well, you could make it. You could go another step further and really rile up the two factions on either side of the commentary on social media, and have them transform into a female Santa Claus with a beard, to really sort of
There's already
push it
one
the full
called
length.
Mrs. Claus, Fred.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Speaking of which, I'm going to segue into my Mrs. Claus idea. Thank you very much. Mr. and Mrs. Claus is the name of this puzzle. All right, so I've actually run this a few times. Turned out great. So we're going to have our adventurers. They're going to encounter a room. We're going to have a piano. We're going to have a bearskin rug. I don't know why. I just like the bearskin rug. In
Wow.
Hey.
All right, see there, now we're even. Okay, so they come into this room. That we have a piano, and we have two statues. We have a statue of an elderly woman that is sitting in a chair, and she's looking down at a book. We have a second statue of a heavier set gentleman that is staring out the window. Now, if any character comes up and tries to push these statues or investigate them, touches them in any way, they get drawn into the statue. So if they touch the one of the woman that's looking down at the book, they get pulled in, and then they can see through her eyes. Now, they can't move their head or anything. They just see this book. And on the book is like this gibberish. They can't actually read it. They see there's words there, but can't read it. And at will, they can pop back out. And the same with the man that's staring out the window. They touch, go in. They can see through his eyes. He's staring outside at some type of a stone wall. There's writing, but it's blurry. They can't see it. So the whole puzzle, this is actually a lock and key puzzle. You have now found the lock. Now you need to find the key. You explore the mansion or the house a little bit, and you'll come across two pairs of glasses. A pair of glasses for him, a pair of glasses for her. And all you have to do is go downstairs, put the glasses on, go into the statue again. I got to use the sound effect because I'm enjoying it so much. Go into the statue, like let's say it's the one of the woman that's looking down at the book. Now you can read some musical notes, and there's like half of a Christmas. Let's make it Christmas carol. And then the same thing with the gentleman statue. Go through there, and you get the other half of this Christmas carol. And all you have to do is put the two together. Go to the piano, play a little ditty. Maybe a performance check or something like that. And if you succeed on that, then a secret vault is going to open up into the wall, and it's going to reveal Santa's entire porn collection. And there you go.
What did you just... Sorry, I wasn't fast enough.
He wasn't paying any attention. He's like, what?
That just jumped out of nowhere. Holy Toledo. Wally, you really aren't worried about... I thought I was bad, but...
Is it all reindeer and elves?
Okay, never mind.
Good Lord.
It's probably not a rabbit hole we want to go.
You're gonna find treasure, okay? I just making
that
sure
felt
everybody's
like one of
paying
those. Yeah, that felt like one of those anti jokes that you hear. Like, it takes them like 30 minutes to tell the whole joke, and then finally when they get to the punchline, it's like, what? Thanks for.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Hopefully,
it's a big package.
Can I ask?
Hey.
Is this puzzle going onto your channel? It is going onto your channel. Oh my god, it does exist. I
left out the porn collection though. It's actually the video is already up, and it'll be going in my next book probably. It's already out there. Minus, I mean everything's online. Why do you need? You don't need the physical evidence anymore. So Santa's figured it out.
I've just realized. We had a discussion about this topic, didn't we? And you said you are basically going to do everything that's Christmassy on your channel, and I just realized that's exactly what you've been doing this whole time. It's taken me that long to figure it out.
I'm gonna be upfront with you. I put zero effort, other than trying to get my damn microphone to work. I put zero effort into coming up with new ideas today. I just said that time. So I'm recycling the Wally DM hits, man. I mean, there's a lot of people watching the Christmas stuff, so I was like, oh shit, I'll just share that.
And as Terrence pointed out, people might actually watch it if there's a spike going on right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, the chat's coming up with some a whole lot of naughty ideas. I guess we'll just say that.
I've just been That's my problem. I've been trying like not to butt him. Just like all I can think of is just like Santa related porn video titles now. And that's all. Like I feel like we just make that the next video.
The word dog. The word
Just-
dog.
Oh god. Oh dear.
Slaying hoes.
Terrence, like, oh god, what did I say yes
Yeah.
to this? What did I
Yeah,
say?
sorry,
yes
you're trapped now.
I know. I knew what I was in for. I knew
Call
what I
the
was in
PR
for.
team.
AFK.
So I would just like to point out to those people who are thinking that puzzles are really, really stupid, that the simplest puzzle is a key that goes into a lock.
Yes.
It's still a puzzle. You got to find the key, you got to find the lock, put the key in the lock, and open it. It's actually still a puzzle. A lot of people, and you can't tell me that somebody out there has not had a key and a lock and a door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've done it.
Yeah, lock and key puzzles, and the key can be anything you want. And in that instance, they were 2 pairs of glasses, and you just had to put the glasses into the lock.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
anyone
have.
else who thinks that puzzles are stupid, you're stupid.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah.
We have brought the
I
holiday
was just thinking what
spirit
Fred
today.
was thinking, so you know.
Like, we'll just be bringing that in as that'll be the attitude moving into live streaming for 2024.
Yeah.
You disagree with me? Well, fucking fight you. Yeah. Like,
The word dog.
that'll
Okay.
just be the attitude for 2024.
Okay, so I have my next one. I actually have 2 more left, and I'm kind of unsure which one I should share. But since you guys have been sort of hitting it out of the park pretty well, I'm going to go with this one because it's relatively tame. We have a character called Char, and he's a bad elf. And this bad elf has unfortunately stolen Santa Claus's gift list, the list that he takes just on Christmas Eve, that he has to deliver all the gifts around the world. And he's also jacked Santa's sleigh. And so our player characters are going to have to hunt down Char and capture him, get back that list. They don't have to kill Char, but they do have to get the list back. And we're going to need that sleigh because that sleigh moves really, really fast. You know, it's designed to be able to get around the world within less than 24 hours. So you could have, or is it 12 hours? It's more like 12 hours. Or it'll be 24 hours because of time differences. So basically, that's the premise of that story. And once they have captured Charcoal and got the list back, got the sleigh back, we're done. Okay. Bear Bard is gone. For those of you who haven't figured it out, my story was that bad that Bear Bard decided he had to leave.
Bailed.
Why are you blaming him?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all right.
wait, am I?
That's you go on it, and I think maybe we need to move on to the next story. Jack, have you got something else? Come on, man.
You can finish your story. It's not like you offended him into running away.
My story. Nobody liked it. No, he left. He did. It's not
didn't
even worth
finish
coming.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get the list back so that Santa can finish delivering his gifts with the sleigh. No, no, my story's done. I'm finished. Jack, you're on. Come on, Jack. My story sucked. Oh, well.
You Scrooge.
Right.
Jack's next. Come on, Jack. You
All right,
can do
so-
you can do better than me. You know.
So, I don't know if any of you have heard of Syriac, but he made a video of a horrible monster that I had to make a stat block for. So it's a 6-legged reindeer with human jaws instead of deer and big red bulging eyes. And he breaks into people's houses and kills the kids. So, yeah. So he also he can sense life, but he can also sense goodness, and he seeks them out to kill just the good people. And it has the ability of assassinate, so that if it springs through a wall in the first round of combat, it does double damage. And
This just sounds like a D&D villain.
it does. I know.
Like, it's
It
just...
does. But
Oh, Pathfinder. Oh.
it has an ability called Awaken the Jolly. A pseudopod extends from the rear of the spirit That's the name of the creature, the spirit of
from
Christmas.
from the where?
Rear. Sprouting
Okay.
an old man's head with a gray beard, red winter cap, and sharp, menacing teeth. From his wide, roaring mouth extends the top of a brightly decorated evergreen tree. The tree extends up to 10 feet and spins rapidly, drilling through a creature in front of it. This attack critically hits if the target is surprised or grappled. Killing a target in this way also triggers empathic resonance, which makes everybody in the area happy and just hopeful for their presents. Also, it spits a box of presents into the hole in the kid, and then it's laying eggs. So then later those burst out and make more of it. And I have this little blurb I want to read. From the plane of dreams it comes, born of nightmares of children the world over. The spirit of Christmas is driven to slaughter all goodly creatures on the one night of the year that their hope swells the greatest. The guilt of these children has created in their sleep the culmination of all their fears of punishment. Not only are they on the naughty list of the spirit of Christmas, but this present will be their last.
I never want to hear about. I never want to hear about something spitting something into a kid's hole ever again.
Oh, you had to make it weird. Mine was clean.
Oh. Wow.
And he's from my channel, and he's in one of my games.
That was a man. I almost needed to go to the toilet after that. That was difficult to get through.
You're welcome.
Well done, Jack. I think I don't know. I feel like you're supposed to get an A+ for that, but I almost feel like if I give you an A+ for something like that, there'd be something wrong with me as well. So
Oh, I'm gonna do it again anyway.
It sounds
so,
like I'm
okay.
condoning, and I just won't do that. So A- at least, I guess.
this is the thing that's going to wind up in one of those D&D or Pathfinder horror stories, right? So,
Yeah. I did. Oh, nice.
Nice.
See, I think it's worth it. It's Cthulhu.
Oh,
good.
Alright,
Good. Well done.
thank you,
You've
Craig. I
muted
appreciate
yourself.
that. I'll repeat. Can we just acknowledge the fact that Bear Bard went and put a Cthulhu Christmas sweater on in the middle of Fred's story? And now looking at it, that's pretty genius. To be, I'm kind of jealous.
Oh,
I
so
gotta
the
say.
back of it has like Hall of the Season or something like that.
Wow.
Hall of Christmas, or I said I gotta go.
Yeah,
I feel like his sweater's
Happy
better than my
birthday.
story. Taryn, you've got to get us away from the whatever the
my-
story was that we just had.
Spirit of Christmas.
So I've got my new video that will be coming out very, very shortly. I got the editing done on it and everything last night.
Why I
But
don't
it
do any
was
more
on-
GM roundtables?
Yeah. I'm doing a full breakdown and analysis on Vaesen. Vaesen, Vahausen. I think I say it like 20 different times in the video. But one of the things I was doing as just research on it was reading a bunch of Nordic fairy tales. And I don't know if this is inspiration to some people. Also, wait, I would actually be super down to do like a Boston like holiday one shot at some point. It feels like it's very in theme, and they've written a couple of horror mysteries around Christmas. But one of the things that came up whenever I was doing this research is like, have you guys ever read like Nordic fairy tales?
They're
They-
hardcore. They're hardcore.
They are nonsensical and just teaching extremely like either harsh like or just what the hell lessons. One of the ones I read is called The Way of the World. And it's like this guy's like, I went and found a rock and I lifted the rock and then there was a dragon underneath the rock and the dragon was like, I'm gonna eat you. And the guy was like, no, please don't. The dragon goes, all right, find something that's gonna be the judge here. as to whether or not I should eat you. And this guy finds a fox, and the fox is like, Dragon, are you sure that you could really fit underneath that rock right there? And the dragon goes, yeah, I'll show you. And the fox traps him underneath the rock again. And then the man is like, oh, thank you, fox. You can come and live on my farm and eat all my chickens and everything like that. The fox goes and lives on the farm, starts eating some chickens. The man's wife comes out and beats the fox to death. And that's the story. Like that, yeah, that's like a Swedish fairy tale. It's like
What?
Those are the original fairy tales, dude. Slavic, Lithuanian myths are the same.
it's so funny how some of these are just like the fox saved the man, lady beat the fox to death. And it's like that's the way of the world. What the
As God
fuck did
intended.
But I think like if you can pull some, I honestly think there's got to be some fairy tales like that out there to pull from just for any kind of plot. Or I mean, hell, these stories are so short; these could just fill up a library in like any kind of fantasy game you're playing. But yeah,
Holy smokes, man! And that's in the Vasen or
no. Well, Vassen's got I want to say 2 or 3 different like specifically winter themed.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's always snowy and stuff in all these, but like specifically like a winter or holiday themed one. I think they have a Winter's Tale, which is really just wintry, but there's another one in their newest book, Lost Mountains Saga, that is actually one of the coolest premises I had heard on one of these mysteries. But if you're really into the Call of Cthulhu style RPGs, but you're wanting a palette swap, it's very, very cool. I send the video. There's Lovecraftian horror, and that's like Call of Cthulhu. But then if you like Hans Christian Andersen, this is like Andersenian horror.
Interesting.
So check it. It's a super easy system too. So yeah.
That sounds worth it.
Okay, thank you. And yes, for those of you who don't know, there are the fairy tales and their stories make confusing and very telling real messages. Like you can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Because they're going to trap you under a rock or kill you when you make friends
Beat
with them.
you.
Yeah, or eat you. Exactly.
Well, I mean, a lot of our
As it should
holidays
be.
and traditions come from some weird shit that happened like hundreds of years ago. I mean, you think about it, and you dig down deep enough.
Yeah, for sure. Alex, would you like to move us along? Have you got a
Give
story?
me something Christmassy, man.
Yeah, something Christmassy.
Okay,
These
I
are
got you,
very
Christmas.
Christmassy.
I was gonna say I had 3 more ideas in here, and it's just we're not gonna get to them all. I'll get to this one. This one, I think that you'll appreciate this one, especially kind of something that was mentioned last time. So this is actually a curse. It's Santa's curse.
Okay.
Basically, it's very Lovecraftian in nature, and depending on how you want to run it, you can run it. Yeah, see that. Well, that's what made me. I'm like, oh shoot, I have a sweater. I finally bought a Christmas sweater for the first time in a long time. So, but it's one of those things. It's a slow burn curse. It happens, and then it takes a while. But it's one of those things where it's again. You think of the Lovecraftian, how it kind of the whispers start, but they're all Christmassy. So you start every so often you hear just kind of a bell ring. What was that? I don't. What were you guys talking about? I don't know. Little something in the corner. Sometimes you hear some carolers. Because everyone does the chanting. No, jingle bells, real soft. Often it gets more and more. Sometimes you look at a horse and it's like, whoa, why is he riding a reindeer? And he blinks. Oh no, that's a horse. What am I talking about? That was weird. Sometimes when he looks at his fellow party members that are gnomes or dwarves or halflings, they look like jolly little elves, all happy and smiling. You're like, oh, that was weird. That was awkward. Sorry, my halfling friend. I didn't mean to call you a gnome or like a Christmas elf. Because elves look taller and slender and different. Sometimes items shine a little bit more sparkly. Sometimes that sparkle is too hard to handle. Like a ring wraith looking at something holy, some elvish. It's a little too bright. Sometimes when you start laughing, and then all of a sudden you start giving your stuff away. You don't mean to, but that +2 magic sword that you earned at the last dungeon, all of a sudden you're just like, oh yeah, sure, you've been a good boy this year. You hand that away. You start giving all that stuff away, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you were sleepwalking, breaking into people's houses, leaving gifts, taking gifts, doing something you don't even know what. You just devolve into this madness. And from there, it's your curse. You do what you want with it. You can go evil, you can go good. But you can curse yourself, into a pauper. All of a sudden you gave away all your stuff, or you're breaking in and stealing everyone's stuff. You go Grinchify it. So it's the Santa curse, or call of Santa, if you will. So some of you can just throw that in there.
I like that. That's like a set of derangements. It just distorts the world around them.
Right? Yeah, it's that Call of Cthulhu, but with a little bit of a cheery side of it. You could take it, you could be happy with it, you can be angry with it, however you want to lead that too.
So that's how I do my Call of Cthulhu, cheery.
So I was sitting here and I was listening to your story, and I'm like, where is Alex going with this? And he's getting quieter and calmer and quieter and calmer, and I'm like, am I going to fall asleep? And then the story went in a particular direction. Now I understand. You've turned them into a burglar over Christmas, or they wind up giving away every possession that they have.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, you can be kind into being a pauper, or you can turn them into like a Grinch type character where they're stealing everyone's stuff. So, kind of a DM dealer's choice situation depending on your party. But
I like it.
See that's what you call a twofer. I'm here for the people so they can run their games how they want.
Yeah. It's a threeser, because once you run out of your stuff to give away, you have to go and steal other people's stuff to give that away as well.
There you go. That's a twofer within a twofer.
Okay. Yes. Wow. Okay. That was a slow burn, but it got there. I understand what we were doing with that.
Yeah.
Wally, do you have another video that you could talk about that's Christmas related?
Yeah, I do. I just want to point out that this was not the road that I had envisioned us going down. This is one of the wild Christmas parties I've ever been a part of. I do want to say that.
You're welcome, Wally.
There's not even eggnog involved.
I know. I'm just, my eyes are burning from crying so much. Happy and sad tears. They're all in there. They're all each and every one. Well, I'm going to share some magic items. I do have a video that's full of magic items, and for the rest of the way out, that's what I'll be sharing as a magic item when it's my turn. And I think this one is probably one of my favorites. If you don't know what to get the characters for Christmas, perhaps you throw in a flat rectangular coin that measures about 2 by 4 inches. That's right. Give them a Visa's gift card. The Visa's gift card is available in silver, electrum, gold, or platinum, which is the rarities that you can put, either common, uncommon, rare, or very rare. Everybody loves the electrum Visa's gift card, of course. But this is a 100 coins, and you can just think of anything that you can think of out of the player's manual minus magic items. And by using your Visa's gift card, the number automatically changes, and you can have that in your hand. And I left out copper on a reason, and that's all I have. I was going to do the ugly holiday Christmas armor, but Bear Bard stole my thunder with the Cthulhu sweater, so that's where we're at.
Nice.
I ran out of demented funny stuff, so we're going.
Yeah,
we're
you
going
got to go with the demented stuff.
We're on the normal Christmas stuff. Holly jolly guys.
Oh, I don't know that we can go any stranger than what Jack and Alex have probably presented so far. I think both of them have kind of nailed that one pretty well. So everything now just feels, I don't know how I can't top that, but I want to just present my idea.
Yeah.
This is going, because I kind of feel like Ghostbusters is a Christmassy movie, even though it's not really a Christmassy movie.
I'm with you on it.
Yeah, you get it? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go with a snowman, because I've always believed that snowmen, when you make a snowman, they're really cute, but I almost feel like they should be a puzzle or a trap, more like a trap. But I even make it a bit better as a monster, because imagine a snowman. You make a snowman, and magically it becomes alive because snowmen apparently in stories come alive all the time. It's quite common, it's not rare, and it absorbs snow into it. So there's suddenly, it's winter, and then the snow's just disappearing, but there's still a snowman there. It's still cold. And the snowman just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, Jack already knew. Okay. And of course, the snowman, it's got some issues because you know what people do with snowmen is like they run into them, they bash them around, they write graffiti into their various parts and so forth. They do all sorts of horrible things. They stick things in places that they shouldn't be. Really, they just abuse them. And so the snowman goes on a rampage through the town, taking out buildings, squishing people, things like that. Obviously intending to take over the world during Christmas time. And of course, it's going to be winter the whole time. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be in New Zealand, it won't matter. Okay. You can be in America, well, it won't matter. It's still going to be winter. Just going to suck up all that snow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So who are you going to call? Your player characters. Of course you're going to call them. You got to call your player characters. That's exactly right. Come on, you can sing that a little bit louder. If you do that, you get demonetized. Okay, you get a copyright strike.
That's right. We're already in the yellow and probably in the red by now. We're good.
Possibly. So this is the monster. It's kind of like a Thanos thing. It's got a good rationale. It's been abused, and it's going to take out its frustrations on the rest of the world, as it should. So that's my Christmassy snowman monster.
Love it.
Would we like to actually go round? Have we got one more that each of us can do, or are we running out of?
Two more. I'm good.
I do have two more comments on yours. First, I thought you were going to go. I thought the snowman was going to play the role of like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I thought that's where, yeah. Oh, okay. So I did get that right. And the second thing is all I can envision, which I think is hilarious, is during a snowstorm or a blizzard that like instead of the snow coming down, the blizzard coming down, it just goes like magnetizes straight to the snowman and giving him like a regeneration effect. So, but those thoughts of mine were nothing compared to what Balkamian yeah, sorry, I'm going to mispronounce the name. Balkamian said in the chat, imagining a mind flayer with white tentacles and a cap for its head to keep warm in the snow. So now I'm imagining a mind flayer snowman. I think that would be cool.
That'd be Baldur's Gate 4.
Do they have a snow flare?
Right.
A snow flare.
A snow flare. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like that though. Good story.
Not bad. Okay, Jack, have you got one more for us?
Sure, a brief one, but I just wanted to mention that I love sympathetic villains, so I'm glad that yours was like you can understand him, but he's still being a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Wasn't there a horror flick in the 90s that was a snowman? Like a snowman horror flick back in the day?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it.
It wasn't good.
Like late 90s? Oh, of course it was bad. It was a snowman horror flick. Of course it's bad.
Is it just
That's
called
the point.
Frosty? I think it might have been.
Something like that. I feel like I just remember. I've never seen commercials for it.
Jake.
I have a recurring theme in my games because I like cooking. So often when the players are starting out at low levels, kind of everything means a lot to them. So I have them meet somebody who's just sort of kind, like an old motherly toy maker that invites them into their shop and just chats with them, lets them know like details about the town, make them more comfortable, and like gives them everlasting cocoa mugs with cinnamon in it, just because
You can.
Because it's yummy.
Right.
Because it's yummy.
Is that it, Jake? I was expecting holes in people and blood splurting everywhere. And...
I've already gotten the shock.
Okay, all right.
The shock.
So that's the tame one. That's good. Taryn, would you like to hit us with one more before we finish up for today, or hopefully?
Yeah, right. Um, man, yeah, I'm trying to think. Because there was a Christmas one shot that I tried to oh, that's right. Uh, Santa's what was it? It was Santa's Village. It was an encounter that was part of like a Christmas gauntlet thing. Um, Santa's Village was being overtaken by a beholder called Chris Kringle. And I was trying to remember what the premise for this was. But yeah, it was like so it was a beholder that would shoot that instead of eye stalks that had Christmas lights and it was such a dumb idea, but it was around that time that Nolzers came out with that little like $15 beholder mini that sold out globally within 8 hours, I think. Um, but we had like four of these guys, and one of them I was like, all right, we're gonna kit bash this and did like a Scotty DM Scotty style, just took a bunch of mini Christmas lights from some toy store or whatever. Uh, yeah, I honestly it's just like I love doing those palette swaps of just what D&D monster, but what minor thing can I do to make it a Christmas thing? Um, yeah, like trying to think a bunch of anything else really. There was I definitely don't have anything as quite as narratively rich as Jacob's, but you know,
Well, you know,
You can go with winter
that's
theme too, like
I
anything
I-
that's
that's
snowy or
yeah,
ice.
that's also true. Yetis, I guess if you wanted to go with that, right?
I think you're onto something, dude. I think it's good enough to have a Christmas disco ball monster, because that really seems to be what you're describing. And no matter how strange and stupid and silly you think that idea is, I can guarantee that there's going to be a whole bunch of people in the chat who are going to do that sometime very, very shortly, just because it's nuts and it would be entertaining in many, many different ways. I'm already thinking that that's something that I would cannibalize myself when the opportunity arises. So yeah, why not? Makes perfect sense.
as well.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Alex, do you want to hit us? You've got two more, so you might as well hit us with two more, and unless the first one scares us so much, then we're going to move on.
Okay, my last two is I got two little items, so it actually kind of works. I'll put them both together, two little items. So, my first one are the festive pants of confidence.
Nice.
So,
like
we referenced about earlier. So, if you've ever done WoW, like the winter events, and those winter events, you can get an elf outfit. Well, the elf outfit are these little like booty shorts. They can be red or green little booty shorts with the fluff on the fur on it. And so what it would, what it is you put the pants
Shorts.
on. You can only put them on once a day. Once you put them on, they're stuck on you until the next day. Period.
No going to the bathroom for you.
No, no. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But maybe they can just J.K. Rowling. Whoop, they're gone. So if J.K. Rowling can do it, and make a bunch of money, maybe we can do it in our D&D campaign. So just these little short shorts, but your character turns a bit glittery, a bit shiny. They sparkle with confidence, if you will. You get -1 to intimidation, -3 to stealth, but you get +3 to charisma. And this last one's kind of a hidden stat, but you end up actually getting more rewards. Slash, when you sell the shop, you get a little bit more money back. You can figure out whatever percentage that is. Again, that one you don't put on there. You don't tell your players that, but you just kind of roll that in. See if they notice. Like all of a sudden, well, these rewards are a couple gold more than I'm used to, or that shop. Hey, I sold a short the other day to him, and he gave me 3 gold less. But again, you put it on in the morning. That's it. You're done for the. You have to keep them on. So if you don't be, hopefully if you're doing a dungeon, you're just running in guns blazing or talking your way out of it because you're not stealthing at all, and you're not trying to be angry. So that is the festive pants of confidence.
Nice.
You had
And then we
festive
have
pants.
then we have the pendant of peppermint tongue. And so what this is it looks like a candy cane on a peppermint. I know it sounds bad. What it does though is it makes everything you eat taste like peppermint, but it makes it safe to eat or drink. And so what you can do is you can potentially start throwing in puzzles and stuff like that that involve food and drink that may have been poisoned before, or situations that would have been poisoned before. And now you're not necessarily putting a limit on the item, but you kind of do. You put a soft one. Because what you do is every time they drink something or eat something with that pendant on, it gets progressively more pepperminty. And so it starts off, you're like, that's a little bit of peppermint, and it's, but you're fine. You just drank a poison of destruction, whatever, real bad poison, but you're fine because you had the peppermint. Well, eventually it gets too pepperminty, and then they have to roll Constitution to see if they throw it up. So you could throw in a potion of firewalking, a poison of firewalking, but if they throw it up, all of a sudden they don't get that effect. You know what I'm saying? So it's not and that once they get to that point where they have to roll the Constitution, those go up. At first maybe a 5, then all of a sudden it's a 10, 12, go up from there. So it's one of those things you can start throwing in some fun puzzles around it, but it's of limited uses. And whether you tell that to your players or not off the bat is up to you. But maybe again, keep that one a little bit hidden and have fun playing with those around it.
I'd be sucking it up all the time. I love peppermint. I'd be vomiting all over the place.
That's what she said.
There we go. So we're like veering back into the spirit of Christmas, and then
yeah, we are. Wally, would you like to share one more Christmas themey thingy? If you've got one.
I had one I was going to do, but I think instead I'm going to just read through the chat a little bit. I didn't back up very much because just because I can't read that far back, but I'll mention a few that are here in the chat. Just read them aloud. Never mind. Maybe I won't. I'm still looking at a few of these.
It's gonna be dangerous to read through there. You do realize that?
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna try to do my best. So okay. So let's start with Outlander. Wait a minute. Yeah, let's start with Outlander. Cursed Christmas item, white elephant. The only way to get rid of it is to succeed on a deception check and convince an ally you are giving them a thoughtful gift. I like that. Very good. AJ says red Santa suit, cursed item made from Balrog skin. I don't know what that is. That's
from the Lord of the
Lord
Rings.
of the
That's the big thing with the whip.
Gotcha.
That's not a good thing to admit you don't know. You have to fake it. You're like, oh yeah, the Balrog. Of course.
I
accidentally
you have a
judged you just
D&D
little bit.
channel, Wally?
I'm
We even
old,
have a
I
New
forget
Zealander
things.
here.
You
That's like their
fake
religion
nerd.
over
Did you not read the books?
No, I can't read. Well, I can read, but just not very well. I can't retain. Let's put it that way. Valkamion says Illithids play the long game, so it might actually tap into the subconscious. Never mind. Quizzical Monk says the Sword of Nick. This sword works as normal +1 magical broadsword. However, on a successful hit to an opponent, casts polymorph on the target at base level. This can be resisted as a saving throw. The wielder rolls a d8, and on a chart, he turns into a snowman, gingerbread man, reindeer, halfling, elf, Santa, or a candy cane. Very good idea. I like it.
I like that.
Let's see here. We've also got the Santa's bag of many things. You can pull something out of it. Always like that kind of stuff. And I think that's probably all I should read because there's quite a few.
No, dude, you missed the demi-plane one. That one's cool. It's above the Santa's bag of many things.
Santa's bag. Okay. Demi-plane. Are you setting me up? Don't set me up. Santa's bag is actually a demi-plane, and the whole North Pole thing is a total ruse. Everything happens in the demi-plane. It's been stolen, and Santa needs help retrieving it and its whole realm. Well done. Yeah, that was.
Can we just give an appreciation when somebody uses the word ruse unironically?
Ruse is a good word.
It's a fantastic
Yes,
word. So that's what I'm just saying. So just kudos to you for using ruse. Just
I didn't use it
in every day.
Yeah,
I don't know them. That's all. Yeah. I wasn't giving you that credit.
No, he would never congratulate you.
I'm adding
return on that.
I may use it in a future video. Just saying.
The word ruse.
Yeah, it's a good word.
So, are you going to include now, Taryn, a ruse class into your new Vagabonds game, right?
It's quite a cool artistic sort of medieval fantasy flair. Sort of rolls off the tongue really nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, what was I? Wait, I had a thought I was gonna say. Never mind, skip me. All right, I'm still
Sure.
waking up
I can.
apparently.
Yeah, that's right. We'll skip you. We will be coming round, but because I have a suggestion. So I have one more item, and then we're going to talk about finishing up because that would be nice. Probably for those of you who've got sick and tired of listening to us talking. So I was thinking I would really like to have a candy cane saber.
Mm.
So it's basically the handle is a candy cane and it's edible and it looks like the normal candy cane that you would have that hangs on the tree, but it's a little bit bigger because you can hold it kind of like it's about the size of an umbrella handle, but you can actually light it up. It's like a lightsaber. It's a magic item. Okay, it's the thing that you want, and it's very Christmassy. Looks like a Christmas candy cane, but it's actually basically a lightsaber. Okay, the thing is, even though it does a bit more extra damage than normal, and you can get through bulk doors fairly easily and stuff like that, it's got this little quirk that causes a few problems. The handle tastes delicious, and it actually exudes a sort of an aura around it, so that anybody within that space, about I think 60 feet's good because then we capture as many people as possible, and anybody in that space is drawn to the candy cane saber and desperately wants to lick it or eat it. So you're constantly having to deal with all of your player characters wanting to eat your magic weapon, which is a candy cane saber. So you're
I
going to
like
have to
that idea.
you're gonna have to fight them off as they're like, stop licking my candy cane. You'll be swinging your saber, and the next thing there's somebody's tongue stuck to it, and you're like, oh, come on.
I feel
And
like
if you're not careful, you'll wake up in the morning and there's only going to be like a little bit, maybe crumbs left. The whole thing might be just eaten by your party, and that's my contribution to. As you know, I've always believed that magic items are good, but they're probably all made by liches, so they always have an ulterior motive. So hence they've got some side effects on them that you probably won't like.
Can I make a suggestion, Fred?
Mhm.
Can you make a matching one that goes off of what is that show? It's a Christmas movie, but instead of the candy cane part, it's a frozen pole. The one where the Christmas Carol, where the kid sticks his "I double dog dare you."
Shoot your eye out.
Yeah. So instead, they're drawn to it, but when they stick their tongue to that saber, it just like on that a Christmas movie, or I don't remember.
The Christmas Story is what it is.
Christmas
Yeah,
Story, yes, that's it. Yeah,
where
they stick their tongue to it.
I would like to also say that I feel like "Stop Licking My Candy Cane" would be in Santa's stash from earlier. So,
Wait,
Another
stop licking
title.
my candy cane? That doesn't sound like a very fun
Oh
one.
my. Oh my.
I like the idea
I could
of
keep
items
going,
that cause
but
conflict
I
in the
don't want to get
party.
him demonetized. So
I appreciate
gonna
that. Yeah, we should
stop.
probably call her that.
So that's
What?
the end of our Christmas ideas for today and this year, and this is the last Game Master Roundtable. But before we finish up, Wally, are you right? Do you need to go to the toilet, or are you going to be able to cope?
No, I'm gonna cry by myself in the dark here after we're done, probably. But other than that,
I'm going to
fine.
need tissues myself. My eyes are all
Yeah.
puffy now from all the crying and laughing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you feel, but I think we should go around, and I was wondering if everybody was interested in sharing kind of what they're looking forward to in 2024.
Okay.
Because I mean, to be fair, a lot of these ideas, some of them are useful to you, and some of them are really done in jest.
I think most of them are crap, but other than that,
Yeah, but that's quite common when we do these sorts of things. If anything, we're just trying to see if we can send you to the toilet, and if we've succeeded, then great. And a few people have gone to the toilet so far. Taryn, Alex, obviously grabbed his top at the same time, which is great. I'll be going very shortly, but I was wondering if everybody would like to share what they're looking forward to in 2024, since we've got a new year coming in, and hopefully next year will be better than what this year might have started like. Would you like to start with Taryn? I feel like you're ready to say something, right?
Yeah. So this next year we're gonna have the release of Vagabond for sure. I'm looking to do the physical Kickstarter and all that and try and run some games for people and everything. So that's probably gonna be something like Q2 or whatever. Really, I had so much fun at Gen Con this last year. I'm trying to make it to more conventions and stuff. That was like honestly the best 4 days of the year last year, really. God, it was just like it was an absolute blast just getting to meet everybody and yeah. Trying to make it to more cons and everything, and I have a massive backlog of a bunch of TTRPGs that I've come up with this like format for scripted reviews and stuff now. That I really, really do love doing. So I need to start tackling on reviewing stuff that off just 5e systems instead. But yeah, I've got a bunch of different ideas for content. Hopefully the other big thing I could say something about soon. But what I hope to get going on is all 7 of my classes I'm hoping to get into one single book that should be out on the DM's Guild. So we're gonna see what happens with that.
Cool. Sounds good. I like the idea. I'm curious, Taryn, have you played all those games that you're gonna be reviewing?
Vaesen, yes. Merkborg, yes. I haven't gone, and there's some of them that I'm just not gonna be able to find a group. There's some of them that are like really obscure or, if you think finding a D&D group is hard, try finding a group for Grok, or you know what I mean, like, GURPS, But I figured at least doing a system analysis, not necessarily if I was saying like what is it? I mean, I know that Colville was saying you can't really have an opinion on a game unless you played it. And I was like, well, if that's the thing that people are going to say, then I'm like, I think the idea of what the mechanic conveys can still be discussed without playing the game necessarily. But yeah, I was just kind of doing that style of analysis there. But as I'm seeing it right now, Forbidden Lands, sorry. Dragonbane, yes. I still need to play Dungeon Crawl Classics. I haven't actually tried it out yet. But I've also got Shadow Dark coming in this week. So
nice.
So yeah. You must know that this whole year we've just been playing different systems. We've played a lot of different types of games on the Game Master Roundtable. We still got to finish playing Saga's Spaceballs with Dennis and his new system. We've still got to play. I believe we're supposed to be doing
something with AJ, wasn't it?
Yes, he's got a supers. AJ's got a supers thing that he's doing. So we're going to do that when he thinks it's ready. We're supposed to be doing Dungeon Crawl Classics, and we got an initial bite from Jordan, and we haven't heard anything else. So I suspect wife has said no. you can't go off with your buddies and play Dungeon Crawl Classics. You've got to deal with other stuff. I suspect that's but we'll find somebody who can run it. Yeah. So you just keep an eye out, and you'll find in 2024 we'll be playing a whole bunch of different crazy shit. Yeah. And you could just send me your book, and you probably find it'll show up on my channel, or you could just come and run the game. I know you've mentioned it, and I know me and Wally are we had a great time this year just playing all sorts of things.
We did, yeah.
And the less rules, the more fun we had. Actually, it was just nuts. I've never cried so much in my life, and in happiness rather than in sadness.
I really like Pirate Borg. I'm up for any game too, and I've played GURPS in a lot of old games too.
Yeah. So Jack, what have you got for 2024? What are you looking forward to?
This might be like not something that's on most people's list, but I'd like to be able to have the free time, energy, whatever, to be more into cosplay, special effects, costuming. Like I did a video where I dressed as a zombie recently. I've done an old wizard before. I got a closet with a bunch of costumes in it. I just haven't gotten to them yet. And I got a wig sitting in my room.
Cool. Yeah, I did a
Awesome.
little LARP years ago, and I know some people don't like LARP and they poke fun at it, but there's nothing more fun than running around in the forest, smashing people with beanbags and rubber swords, and then finding that somebody's made a colossal giant snail that breathes fire, made out of paper mache and wire. And then it rains. It's very, very entertaining. I had a great
It
time
also
doing
brings back childhood. You didn't hit me. Yes, I did. You didn't hit me.
that. Yeah.
Got you. Nuh-uh.
That's why you have a game master on site to make those calls. Otherwise, that sort of thing does happen, right? What about you, Alex? Have you got something that you're looking forward to in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, I guess even when you're talking like on the D&D space, or not, YouTube space, just getting back into it. This last year I had a lot, like personally, some dark time stuff like that. So it didn't work out for creating much content. I think I have 4 videos out this year. So, but I've been getting back into it. So hopefully I can keep that going on this side of it, and hopefully making content that Fred doesn't hate, and he'll watch my channel. So that'll be cool.
Dislike, not hate.
In personally, my daughter just turned 4 months, and so
Nice. Very good.
my son's 5 years. So I'm just having a blast,
Good.
being a dad and watching them grow. So I'm pumped to see, how by next year she'll start having a bit of a personality and pushing that through. And so I'm excited just to see that and where that's going, and that personally. So I'm stoked for future.
Very good.
Cool. Hey, I have a question. I know you play Minecraft with your son. It's one of the things that you guys you do together, right? Yeah, I remember you talking about
I that's the only time I've ever played Minecraft in my life, is playing with him a little bit. He's been playing Lego now recently, but yeah.
Have you guys tried out the D&D Minecraft thing?
I actually right now he hasn't played Minecraft in a little bit. When we were talking, he's playing a bit. He's been really into the Lego stuff. But I haven't played the D&D. I haven't, honestly. I'm not willing to like pay for anything with the Minecraft. I have the base Minecraft. I refuse to pay for any other stuff for it. But I have thought about, trying the. They also have a dungeon crawler, Minecraft dungeon crawler game, Minecraft Adventures or something like that. So I was thinking about playing that with him,
Legends?
right?
Or
Something like
Dungeons.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't. Again, it's one of those things that he's still 5, so I'm still being very limited on the screen time and stuff like that. So, but he's been really having fun with Marvel Lego. He's been having a ton of fun with that. So that's Dad, I need help with this. You have to press the X button and then the B button, and the Hulk comes out, and I don't know what to do. So I've been having fun doing that with him. So
Nice.
Cool. So when you say Legos, you mean digital Lego, not physical Lego?
both, actually. He's right now outside. He's playing with he's watching a movie with my wife, and he's got a big Lego table doing Legos. But
Very good.
yeah, when I'm talking playing Legos in that sense, I'm talking about the Lego game. So because he's been playing the game more, it leads to more Lego physical, and keeps them back and forth. And he's been getting more into Pokemon, so I've been playing Pokemon, the latest one, Scarlet, with him. So he loves watching that too.
So that maybe you should send an email or a letter to Hasbro and say, maybe it's time just to shift your toy making over to Legos and digital Lego, and that solve some of your current issues.
Well, the problem is, if somebody wants it, then Hasbro's immediately going to take it and shred it and do the opposite of what somebody asked them to do.
Monopoly
So-
Legos.
Okay, all right, yeah. I just just a suggestion. I mean, I was just trying to be helpful there.
No. I was more. Yeah, I was taking a crack at Hasbro while I had a chance to take a crack at Hasbro. So.
Well, I mean, you
We all
knew
do.
I was already, even though it was all dressed up as a nice little package. So, Wally, what about you? What are you looking forward to 2024? Oh,
I've got a lot. First and foremost, my first grandbaby is due in February, so I am very, very excited about that. So very cool to be hanging out with my daughter, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna be grandpa, which is gonna be cool. I have for those of you who don't know, I have a stuffed gelatinous cube that Chris Perkins gave to me that will be going to my granddaughter. So I'm super stoked.
Mazel tov.
Yeah. As far as content wise, I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing on my YouTube channel. But I do have some really cool announcements. A lot of things going on. As far as my book goes, I'm hoping to have my second puzzle book done. I pushed it back to May just to give me a little bit of room to breathe. So hopefully have that out by May. I am working with Goodman Games. I have already completed my writing assignment, and they will be doing a Kickstarter in 2024 that I will be pretty much officially my first freelance writing gig. So they'll be publishing some of the stuff that I wrote, which is pretty cool. And they are also in talks with me about taking my first puzzle book and making it go mainstream, as they called it. So I have to do some adjustments to that, and they are going to be a distributor for me. So they're going to get it into local game stores, Amazon, and take it to conventions. And that was an email actually I just received today. So super stoked about that.
Good question.
Yeah.
That means this book. Mm-hmm. You'll fix all the errors in here.
Yeah,
right?
In fact, Fred, we need to hang out so you can help me remember all the ones that you pointed out, because there's quite a few errors. I've already fixed quite a few, but get your highlighter out because we're gonna have to have a couple hours session going through that thing.
It's a good night. I have a Google Doc. It's written up.
Oh, that's
all the errors.
All jokes aside. Thank you so much. Yeah, for those, I mean, I published that in 2020. I had no idea that it would do so well in Drive-Thru-RPG, and I have actually just passed 10,000 copies sold. So super.
One of those is me.
Congrats.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And my understanding, Wally, and I don't know if you want to say this because we've discussed this. So I'm trying to force you to say something about it.
Okay, force me.
You're planning, when this thing goes to this other distributor, you were planning to put all the handouts in here that you wanted to put in here that we discussed would be great to have in there in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Plus all the maps that I had suggested maybe would be really handy to have in there as well. Is that correct?
That might be in the Drive-Thru-RPG only section. I might just push that out. If I do that, it's going to go out. Whoever's bought it before will get all that for free. I'm just going to push it all out for everybody that's bought it. So, yeah, I do want to do that. But I do still work a day job, and I'm trying to keep up with things. So, yeah. So a lot of writing videos for me. And like Taryn, I do want to get to some conventions. I will be going to Founders and Legends in March, which is a precursor because of the 50th anniversary of D&D. That's hosted by Luke Gygax. It's the precursor to GaryCon. GaryCon filled up, which is one I wanted to go to. And then I talked to Luke, and he said there are still openings for Founders and Legends. So I'm actually going to run 2 BECME games there, Fred. So he said that we needed people to run games, so I'm going to run 2 BECME games. So looking forward to that one. Taryn, hopefully meet you there at Gen Con, because I do plan on going to that this year. And then Gamehole Con in October, which I'm going to be running a very familiar Halloween one-shot adventure that we played earlier on this. And finally, the last thing I'm looking forward to is the Game Master Roundtable. We changed the format in January of last year to just... no controversial, no politics, no nothing, no opinions, let's just get online and goof off. And I have played like 11 or 12 different systems this year. It's been insane. We've played so many different games together. We've shared so many ideas, and I have really loved the Game Master Roundtable, and I'm looking forward to seeing it continue through 2024.
That's one of the things I really enjoyed too, is like when we decided to eliminate everybody's sort of opinion on how to do stuff, which I had always assumed that we would be able to get people together and sort of do that in an amicable adult manner. It didn't always work that way. So I've learned my lesson.
It's okay.
I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
But what I have found is that when we get it together and we just have it, it doesn't matter what the system is. It doesn't what I've played lots of different systems this year. It's really been great. And we just get together and we just play the game, whatever rules
so
there
much fun.
are. And it has been really fun. I'm really looking forward to 2024. We're going to get an opportunity to see a whole lot of different people giving it a go. Won't just be Wally and Bob and AJ or who else have we had this year? There's been a few. Mostly it's been Wally, but
I was in one game, I think, before I was able to. I think it was a copy of one.
Yeah,
but
you
yeah,
bet-
I'm really
yeah. Better get ready, Taryn.
Yeah. They're ruthless. Our panel of players are ruthless. They
Yeah.
throw you for a doozy, I tell you, for sure.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm really looking forward to in 2024 is I'm probably going to pay off my mortgage.
Oh, congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Yes.
I'm 52. I'm going to be 53 next year.
Damn, you're old.
And I will probably, before the end of the year, I will have paid my mortgage off after killing myself for the last 4 years.
Good for you, man.
And I'd always been told that, this is what you do is you work to pay your mortgage off. By the time you've paid your mortgage off, you die or you retire if you're lucky. And I can tell you now, it's possible, even on the ridiculous income that I have to contend with, can be done. I guess the other thing I'm really looking forward to is kind of continuing along the route of doing lots of homebrew stuff on the channel on YouTube, with the intent that at some point I will actually finally join the many people who are publishing, such as Taryn and Wally and many more, because honestly, YouTube is pretty brutal as a way of trying to make an income. It's probably going to be smarter to go the other way. But yeah, I'm really looking forward. The community that I've been building around me, they're really creative. They're very smart. They share their stuff. They get to know each other really well, and it's really nice to see them, not relying quite so much on publishers to make the things they want to play with. They're making the stuff themselves, which is great. And I want to encourage that as much as possible, and also encourage people to use third-party products, whether that's D&D or something else. It doesn't really matter as far as I'm concerned. So yeah. Anyway, would everybody like to tell everybody here where they can find you, and we will get out of here so people can go and get drunk and eat lots of food. Taryn.
Yeah, so I am Taryn Pounds, or Indestructible Boy, here on YouTube and kind of all over the place. You can find me over on the DMs Guild at Taryn Pounds, and also through my own storefront through the company I founded, Land of the Blind, where we're making the Vagabond TTRPG, and I'll get these guys in on a game of it, I'm sure sometime here very soon.
Yeah.
What about you, Jake? Do you want to tell everybody where you are?
Yeah, website is wisdomcheckcreations.com, and on YouTube it's just Wisdom Check. And we are, to reiterate, doing a giveaway right now for 1,000 subscribers achievement. And you have to go to the channel, find the giveaway video. It's the most recent one at this point, and you have to make a comment in it to be eligible for it, and you have to live in the US. Sorry. For this thing, the
That's
80
awesome.
millimeter liquid core die,
That's
I love that it
awesome.
flows.
Is it the thing that if you throw at somebody, they will die? It's pretty heavy, right?
Yeah, it looks bad.
I-
Yeah, it looks painful.
Yeah, I think so. Like, this is a 45 millimeter or
Yeah.
40 millimeter,
Jeez.
Yeah.
and that's the 80. Yeah, it's like softball size. These about softball
Wow.
size.
Okay.
That's yeah.
See, I've gone in the other direction this year. I have like a stupid love for the 12 millimeter dice,
Oh wow.
especially because like I've been checking out more Year Zero engine stuff, and I'm like, I like, because you got to build like a dice pool of 10d6 or whatever, and with like the 16 millimeters are just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, there's 5, and then oh well, I've got another 5 from over in this pool, and so
Yeah.
I see. You
I
played
love the
Warhammer,
mini
don't you?
d6s. Do what?
That was straight from that was a Warhammer die, wasn't it? Don't even lie to me. That was straight
Which
from
one?
Games Workshop. That 12 that die you just held up.
Oh,
That
this
was
one?
straight out of the yeah. Oh no, maybe it's not. I said it looks just like the because you get the packs that when you Warhammer, the old school ones. It's got like 100 of those little teeny tiny D6s in there.
This
I think
one,
it's literally like a 50 pack of them.
I think this one is just like Chessix's Ivory, like the small D6, but yeah, I don't know. There's something charming about like the like 12 millimeter dice, but yeah.
Cool. All right,
I want to
Alex.
jump in there. I have a ring here that has a D20 on it. I know you can't really see it very well, but it's itty bitty.
Oh wow,
So,
that's pretty cool.
For the person who's doesn't know what to give their spouse as an engagement ring, Alex.
We make them.
Yeah, Alex, would you like to tell everybody where you can be found?
Yeah, I can be found at Bear Bard Tales here on YouTube, as well as Bard's Den is a brand new little tiny channel. I'm kind of making with other nerdy stuff that's not TTRPG, but there's 2 people on it so far. So, but yeah, I also have other social medias and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. TikToks and all that, whatever. But yeah, Bear Bard Tales, you can find it there. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. So I don't sell cool things. I have sticker. Since all these guys can sell cool things, I sell a sticker.
Nice. I like it.
Yep, that's the way. Cheap and easy to print, easy to get rid of too. Because if you have too many, they're not that expensive to sell off, right? So you'll find me. I'm Fred Wheeler. I run the How to RPG channel on YouTube. I'm on Twitter or the Twitter X, whatever the heck you want to. Is anybody even on Twitter anymore? I don't know. I'm on Facebook and I'm also on Discord. That's where you'll find me and Wally.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Wally DM, and thanks for visiting the GM Roundtable, Game Master Roundtable. Everyone have a very Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully you had fun tonight. I sure did. Enjoy your holidays. We'll see you in 2024.
Wow.
All right,
Merry
good night, everybody.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.